Morning paper crafters. Today what I want to do is show you how to make this lovely poinsettia using the EK Succes punches and the Bow Bunny double dot paper. So you can see here what I've got is I've got the harvest dot, wild berry red dot, wine dot, clover and chocolate. So I've got 5 different colours of the Bow Bunny double dot. I say paper, it's like a lightweight cardstock really, it's lovely to work with. And then I've got a piece of the papaya metallic cardstock from the paper company. Right, so those are the papers that I'm going to use today, and these are the punches. So I'm using the whale of a punch, the medium and the small daisy from EK Succes, and then I'm using the Swiss cheese corner, I'm using the rock fern leaf, and I'm using the dotted circle to make the centre of my poinsettia. So what I'm going to do on this first part of this video is show you how to build up the actual flower itself, and then I'm going to show you how to finish it off with the centres and the back. Okay. So what I've done is I've punched from these various double dot sheets. I've done 2 of the whale of a punch in wine, 2 of the whale of the punch in the wild berry. I've done 1 of each from the medium in the same colours and 1 of each of the small ones in the same colours. And then I've got 2 medium daisies from the harvest, so I'm using 3 different shades and tones of red. I've then got 6 of the rock fern leaves. I've got 2 1 1/8 inch circles which I've done on the circle scissor, and I've got a centre and some little dots too. Okay, so that's what you need to make your poinsettia. So what I've done first of all, actually I'm going to work on this cream card because you'll be able to see it better, is turn them all over so the dots are facing down. And I've taken my EK Succes bone folder. A fine ball embossing tool will do if you haven't got a bone folder. And I'm just going to start about 1/3 of the way down each petal, and I'm just going to make a little score line coming up from the 1/3 of the way down to the tip. Okay, this is important that you do this because this allows your petals to crease. If you don't do this, all you end up with is sore fingers, I'm afraid. So what I've done is I've got one here that I've put the lines on all the way around. I'm then going to place my finger underneath and my thumb on top up to the edge of the petal, and I'm just going to squeeze, and that score line will help the petals naturally fold. Okay, and I'm going to do that on every single daisy except the 2 tiny ones. Now that's okay, but what I want to do is create a sharper edge, so I'm going to use my tweezers. Now these are great because when you open them up, when you squeeze them they open up, and when you close them they keep a pressure wherever you want it to be. So then I'm just going to pull this along the crease, and that will just give me a nice sharp edge on each of my petals. Okay, like so. And then I'm just going to bend up each one of those petals so that it starts to look more like a flower section rather than a snowflake. Okay, so that's what I've got. So what I've done then is I've stuck my first wild berry red dot one onto my wine dot one like that, and you can see that I'm laying the petals of the top flower in between the petals of the bottom one, and I'm going to build that up so that I've then got 4 large daisies stuck together. And all I'm going to do is use the Jonestones paper glue, which is a great glue. It's wet, so it gives you the manoeuvrability of a wet adhesive, but it dries very quickly. So what I'm then doing is putting that petal so it goes in between these 2 petals. So I'm overlapping them each time. Okay, and then I'm going to take my next large red one and I'm going to sit that in between these 2 petals. So you start to build up what's going to look like a poinsettia. Okay, I'm going to build that up to there. Now what you need to do is let this dry in between each section, otherwise your daisies just move about. So what I've done is I've finished off one of these poinsettias so you can see where you end up. So this is where you then want to be. So I've got my 4 large ones, my 2 medium ones and my 2 small ones in the centre. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you how to do the centre. So if you come back for part 2, we'll finish off the poinsettia.